Hello and a very warm welcome to the old shop. As you can tell by the fact I'm sitting here talking to you, I have actually got my new microphone. I don't know how well it's going to work. I've already messed up the first thing I tried to do with it, unfortunately. It wasn't the microphone's fault, it was mine. I didn't switch it on. But you'll see later on in the video, I did a little tour in the front garden and it had no sound, so I've just done a little voiceover. So it's not quite the same, but I thought I'd keep it in because the colours, well, I say this on my voiceover, but the colours are actually really nice today because it's quite grey, but the colours are singing out nicely. So I didn't want to waste it. So apart from that, what we've got this time are some just to catch up bits and pieces of what's been going on around and about, little outings and bits of early spring magic. And as well as that, I've been working quite hard on my candle project, my Fen Bride candle, and went on a road trip last weekend to Cambridgeshire, where my ancestry, my maternal ancestry, all comes from. And we went to Wicken Fen, which it's strange. The word Wicken is really familiar to me because when I was a child, and we used to go and visit my grandparents. We used to have to go past. Well, we didn't really go through villages. It wasn't really that kind of journey. It was just like over the fens. But there were place names, and one of them was Wicken. So it was strange to go back and actually go to the fen itself and took some photographs and some video of the candle vessels that are going to have the candles in. But I've got some footage of that to show you, and other places in Cambridgeshire where I took the vessels so they can kind of impart some of the fen energy. Hopefully, what else? Very important actually to say. Now I know the last two videos I have had quite a bit of footage of the Molly dancers, Old Glory, and others, in fact, in the Straw Bear Festival. And I know that it might seem a bit too much to have a third video with dancing in it, but just to say, it was really special, this Candlemas Imbolc occasion at Gelderson Locks Inn in the dark. And it was the last outing for Old Glory until All Hallows, Hallowtide, Halloween, whatever you like to call it, which is a long time yet. So I thought, hopefully you won't mind. We're just giving you a little flavour of how this wonderful, wonderful evening was. Well, I thought it was wonderful. Let's see what you think. And that will be, you won't get any more until well, I don't know actually, but I'm hoping to go and see them again on Boxing Day, which to see the Cutty Wren again, like 2 videos ago, you'll see that bit of that. So I think that's all I wanted to say. But yeah, I did cut it down a lot, but so anyway, I think it looks great. So I hope you'll enjoy it as well. And I hope you are enjoying this earliest bit of spring. Well, no, it's not really spring, is it? So I hope that you will enjoy the video as it is. I'm hoping, I always say I really hope to do another video soon, and then you still get a gap. But I hope to do another video soon because a lot of this was just to catch up at the beginning of the I can't quite make videos as fast as the beauty of the season unfolds. So I'm hoping to kind of try and catch the beginning of March at least, which is in a week's time. So we'll see how we get on with that. And meanwhile, we'll just wish you a very happy day.
and gentlemen, and welcome on this lovely night. The end of winter. And the beginning, ladies and gentlemen, of a lovely spring. It started today. The bulbs are coming up. The trees are beginning to blossom. Pregnant sheep, I mean, not lambs. There's a law against that. This is a very special night for Old Glory. We have some guests with us. Ladies and gentlemen. Six miserable Suffolk punches and a ploughboy.
changed around, a slave to the great machine. The fields are ploughed in the high summertime, by the turn of the year they're green.
Yeah. Penny for the plough, boys, speed the plough till the year turns round again.
But the strength in the dance and the music and song that have lasted 1,000 years. There's strength in the malt and the barley and hops brewed into a country beer. It puts a spring in the step of an old straw bear, makes the dancer leap for the sky. And when Old Glory come to speed the plough, we'll raise our glass and cry.
Only once a year, penny for the plough, boys, to keep us in good cheer and multiply the grain. Only once a year, penny for the plough, boys, speed the plough till the year turns round again.
In particular fashion strict, we demand corn with menaces. Coin with menaces. Coin. We demand coin with menaces. I'm like Jack, I'm not too much to drink. That's what happens when you start an hour earlier. We demand coin with menaces for lumberings that depict plough and sail or the dice's roll, fist stamping on the ground. Nelson's revenge is sweetest when
Old Glory comes to town.
Well, so much for my new microphone. It wasn't the microphone's fault, it was mine. I hadn't switched it on, and that means there's no sound. I was talking away in the front garden, but now I'm just going to have to do a bit of a voiceover. Sorry, but I'd rather keep this piece of footage in because I thought the colours were really nice. It was quite damp out there, and it's made everything look quite vivid. So I'll just talk you through what I was more or less saying when I was rambling on out there. So I was saying that it has been really, really chilly, and I'm not very good at gardening when it's cold and my fingers are hurting. Now today it was very grey, but it wasn't cold. So theoretically, I had no reason not to do a little bit of gardening. And I did go out there for about 20 minutes, something like that, with the thought that if I did something similar I won't say every day, every time that I kind of feel the urge to, then it will get cleared. It's only a tiny, tiny front garden, and I can see exactly what needs doing, as I'm sure you can looking at it. So I just did one container there full of dead leaves, and it's freed some of the new growth there. I don't want to expose it too much because we could still have lots more frosts before the winter's out, even though it's the third week of February now. But I think the main thing that spurred me on to have a go was yesterday I just happened to glance across and there was a little blue tit having a bath in the bird bath, and it was so mucky looking that I thought, no, Imogen, you must go and sort that out. So I have made the water fairly sparkly, and hopefully that will be nice for the birds. I used rainwater from the water butt, so it's it's not chlorinated or anything like that. Or chlorinated, yeah, it hasn't got the chemicals in. So it should be nice for them. And I was really spurred on as well by seeing that the hellebores are coming out. Now they're one of the only things, if not the only plant that's left in the garden from when I moved in. And one of the clumps of hellebores was there then, and I've kept it. All the front garden was trashed when the builders were here, and it was just full of broken glass. I'm sure I've told you this before, and the whole front garden was a huge pile of rotten floorboards that we had to dispute over. But anyway, even though the hellebores got trampled on, they are really resilient and they came back. And I've added a couple more plants since then. I can't remember which was the original one, apart from it was pink. So I'm starting just really gradually to just collect up some of those leaves and some of the bits of holly that have gone brown as well. And, just so you can actually see these beautiful flowers as they come out. And I'm just sweeping some of the paving slabs, all of the paving slabs, and I'm thinking about getting some more cockle shells to put between the gaps. I have a bit of an ethical dilemma with cockle shells because I'm vegan and obviously they're part of the shellfish industry. But I think, on balance, I'd rather see them used like this and be part of the garden and honour them for their lives rather than letting them just get crushed and thrown away, which I imagine is what happens to them otherwise. So and they do blend in really nicely. And of course, they are very apt being near the sea as we are. So I'm not that they're good enough reasons in themselves, but I am at ease with using something like that, which, as I say, I can actually honour rather than letting them go to waste. So here we are, here's close to the pond, and the hare is still sitting there as he has been doing all the winter. And the pond, you can see what needs doing with the pond. I need to be dredging out all those old leaves and freeing it all up, because you can see how the irises are starting to, poke up again. And as well as that, I had a little sniff of the water mint, and yes, it was water mint. So things like that are really encouraging and do encourage me, who is not the most natural of gardeners when it's this time of year, to actually, come out and actually have a go at sorting it out and making it ready for when the warm weather does come and everything starts to shoot forth in more variety, I suppose, than just these earlier things. The trench you can just see there by the house, that's the one the builders dug out to try to keep the damp off the sitting room walls, and that does seem to have worked at the moment, hopefully. But I must make sure I do get the leaves out of there, otherwise if it fills up again, of course, it's not doing its job, so it won't be worth the money I had to spend on it to sort that out. So I must make sure I do that. And the tulips there that I haven't actually planted this autumn, but they were there already, so hopefully they will come out and flower again. I know they don't always once they've flowered a few times or a couple of times, but hopefully they will. The garden guardian is there, and the frog, so there he is, the sprite child, looking quite pensive as he always does, dreaming the winter away in his mossy on his mossy plinth, and the frog across on the other side, with the little flakes of green paint, as they have been for probably decades like that now. So I think that's really all I wanted to show you for now. It is looking a lot better just sweeping those paving slabs, to be honest. It just shows what the tiniest little touches of care can do, and I am quite encouraged to come back and do a bit more as well. And I hope if you have a garden that you're finding little signs of life in your garden as well. Even things like the rose, Desdemona rose here, which the little shoots are just coming forth, which again is just a lovely sign that we're going to have those beautiful whitey pinky flowers, which are so fragrant come the summer again. And I'll just show you now just a little bit in the back garden. Not too much, because there's not very much that I really want to, there's not really a tour to be done at the moment. And I have to be honest here and say that I haven't actually been out here doing the work at all. Part of it is just the fact everything has died back in the winter, so you can see things better. But also I have had what I always say is a lovely help, but actually, to be honest, I haven't done any of it. So there's been a very, very good gardening fairy who has not minded the cold as much as I do, and has been out and done some work, and has made it really, really, made a really good start. So here we got the wild pear, which is in blossom, and that is the sole reason it was spared. I had 5 of these little saplings, which were just little sticks, and they grew really quickly with all their huge, spiny, lethal spines on them. I took 4 of them out because I realised that they were really not very garden friendly, however beautiful the flowers are. But this one was so far embedded in the earth, and it was flowering, that I just didn't have the heart to get rid of it. But as you can see, the spines, and they are literally needle sharp, the ends of those spines. You think slow bushes have sharp spines, but these are actually, I think, more lethal, and the spines actually go all the way down the trunk as well. So you would not want to fall against it. But at least we know that one's there. So I think, forewarned is forearmed, and we just have to give it a wide berth and pay it with the greatest respect. So moving on, the other just couple of things I wanted to show you were there's some snowdrops in flower, which is absolutely lovely to see. Those really double ones like that, I think, are the ones that I collected from a churchyard. For some reason, I don't know why, but you seem to get the frilliest double snowdrops in churchyards, as well as, I guess if you looked really closely, there are all sorts of other sorts of snowdrop, because I know that there are lots of different sorts, and there's some tiny ones just down here, really small, and because of the cold weather they're only just really coming out, as you can see, and they're particularly miniature for some reason, but there are several little clumps when you look closely. And the other thing I wanted to show you in particular, actually, which caught my eye, and I just felt I've got to show you, are these crocuses. There's just one clump of them in the garden as far as I'm aware, and they are the most beautiful, beautiful purple, and the vividness of the orange centres is really hard to convey quite how amazingly vivid they are, and how nature has just made an amazing combination that it just fills you with awe to look at them. I absolutely love them.